Praise be to thy holy name. Let thy Ruach speak. Let her light shine, my beloved Yeshua, on this day that is important before the sounding of the trumpets, before Rosh Hashanah. Let your word go forth. Let the ears be opened and the eyes see. In your holy name, Yeshua, in your holy name. I was led to Joel 2:28 and 29, which line up with Acts 2:14 and 18. And it says that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. And also my manservants and on my maidservants I will pour out my spirit in those days. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood, fire, and pillars of smoke. Well, we know on Pentecost, the Ruach was poured out. That Peter stood up and addressed the multitude and said, "We're not drunk, as you suppose. It's only the 9th hour. But these are the days of Joel." These are his words being literally fulfilled. You see it today. The Ruach has been poured out upon us. That the prophecies have been going forth. Men have dreamed dreams. Young men have seen visions. We have seen all of this. It goes on. From that day forward, we see it happening. And we see it happening today. It hasn't ceased. It still goes on. Now in Joel 2:30, 32, Acts 2:19 and 21 goes together. But also Revelations 6:12 and 17 come in. And the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the coming of the great and awesome day of the Lord. Now let's go to Revelations. I looked, and behold, and when he opened the 6th seal, behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became like blood, and the stars of heaven fell to the earth as a fig tree drops its laden figs whenever it is shaken by a mighty wind. Then the sky recoils as a scroll when it is rolled up, and every mountain and island was moved out of its place. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the common and mighty men, every slave, every free man, hid themselves in the cave and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. Who is the Lamb? Yeshua. For the great day of his wrath has come. Who is able to stand? Now let's go back to Joel. And it shall come to pass that whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem there shall be deliverance. And as the Lord said, among the remnant whom the Lord has called. Among the remnant whom the Lord has called. What is that raiment? Okay, let's go over and see what Rosh Hashanah is all about. It's called the Day of Judgment. It ushers in 10 days of self-examination ending on Yom Kippur. A shofar, ram's horn, will blow a total of 100 notes, or a total of 100 notes are sounded each day, and 4 different notes. Then the 3 books of accounts are open. In my mind, I can see the Father sitting there, and he has 3 books that are before him, and they are open on the day of Rosh Hashanah. And in this, the fate of the wicked is judged, and their name is blotted out of the book of life. The righteous is judged, and their names are immediately inscribed in the book of life and are sealed to live. But the ones that are in between, the lukewarm, they're not really evil, or nor are they righteous. They don't go out and do anything bad. They're what people would call everyday good people. They try to do good deeds. They just live normal everyday lives. They don't curse. They don't do anything really bad, but they don't turn their whole heart over to the Lord Yeshua and live according to his will. So they are lukewarm. And we hear at the beginning of Revelations, 7 churches. The last church is lukewarm, and one day will be spewed out of his mouth. So we see these books that are open, and they stay open for 10 days until Yom Kippur. Now on Yom Kippur, the tradition is to fast 24 hours and pray for forgiveness for sin. The fast will begin that eve of the Yom Kippur and continue the next day. And Yom Kippur means sealed, covered, high. I think that we've heard about how that will happen. That would be taken and covered and hid during the time of wrath. And also, I wrote an article on the bride that Yeshua plainly showed me when I heard the trumpet back in year 2001. I did not believe in the rapture. I didn't, period. I thought it was a fake doctrine, and in a way it is, because the true meaning is the gathering of the bride. There will be many left behind. There are stipulations that the bride has to follow, and they have to pertain to what Yeshua taught. That is, keeping the Sabbath day holy. That is, keeping the feast days. They are God's commandments, not Jewish commandments. They are God's commandments, and they apply to us as well as they did to them back then. Yeshua kept them. He did not go outside of his Father's command, but he did his Father's will at all times. So we need to know that as the bride, we must obey the commandments. I will continue on in the next tape.